I got my brother's grief counselor fired weeks after my dad's death. 3 weeks after dad's funeral, I thought I was stopping by my brother's house to pick up dad's watch that he left me. It was the only thing I ever wanted, and dad always promised me it would be mine eventually. My brother Ethan called me earlier that day and told me to stop by around 6 in the evening to go through dad's things. He said he had the watch in a box, ready for me. I wasn't prepared for the circle of folding chairs in Ethan's living room, or the strange woman I've never seen before, sitting in Ethan's recliner like she owned the place. She had a leather briefcase in her lap, and she smiled at me when I entered the house. It wasn't a warm smile that reached her eyes. There was something clinical about it. Mom, Aunt Ruth, and our cousin Derek sat in the circle already. Ethan took his spot next to the woman. "You must be Ellie," the woman said to me. "Welcome, have a seat. We were just getting started." I stared at her before turning to Ethan, who wouldn't meet my gaze. "What is this?" I asked sharply. It was the woman who answered. "My name is Dr. Richards. I'm a certified grief counselor, and this is the healing circle." I nearly choked on my spit. "The what?" I exclaimed. Mom let out a small sob as she clutched a tissue to her eyes. I turned to Ethan. "Can I see you in the kitchen?" I asked firmly. Ethan was about to stand, but Dr. Richards grabbed his arm and turned to me with a practiced smile on her face. "You can't break the circle or there will be no healing," she said with a completely serious face. I almost laughed until I saw the looks on everyone's faces. "You can't be serious," I muttered. "Grief makes us selfish," Dr. Richards said seriously. "This healing circle will free you of that. You'll write confession letters, confessing all the terrible things you've done to your father when he was alive. I heard you missed his last birthday." She shot me a small disapproving frown. My stomach dropped. How did she even know that? I was on a work trip. Dad said he understood. He was fine with it. Dr. Richards continued in that same honey-sweet tone. "Once you hand me your confession letters, I evaluate them and decide who is ready to receive his earthly possessions. If I don't think you're ready, the possessions will be held in a trust until I say you're ready. You'll have weekly sessions with me until then." I stared at her with my jaw dropped in shock. "No," I whispered. I glanced at Ethan. "You can't be okay with this." Ethan shrugged. "She's helped me with my grief more than you know," he answered. "Ethan, she's charging you to grieve." I suddenly exploded. Ethan stood, face flushed with anger. "She warned me about family members not understanding or grieving properly," he snapped. "Now I understand what she means. Maybe you aren't ready to get his watch." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My eyes were wide, and I had to blink back tears. "This can't be happening," I whispered. Dr. Richards smiled, a small, satisfying smile that made my blood boil. "Have a seat," she said. "The healing circle is just getting started." I didn't have a seat. I went home and began to research Dr. Richards. I searched for Dr. Richards' grief counselor. Then I scrolled until I reached a Reddit link. It was a link to a forum full of families who have been scammed by a lady with the same name. There were no real credentials. She wasn't a real grief counselor. My heart became a heavy rock as I continued scrolling. 8 moves in 8 years, 8 different states, 3 families in each state, thousands of dollars scammed from these poor grieving people. I instantly sent all the evidence straight to my printer. Ethan scheduled another healing circle for the following week. I arrived early with my folder of evidence. Ethan grinned at me. "Came to your senses?" he asked. I ignored him as I took a seat and waited for the rest of the family. "Good to see you again, Ellie," Dr. Richards said calmly. I nodded in return, but didn't say anything. The rest of the family filed into the house, and Dr. Richards glanced at me. "What made you come back?" she asked curiously. "Ready to heal?" I laughed coldly. "No, but I'm ready to expose you for the fraud you are," I said. Ethan leaped to his feet, ready to explode on me again, but before he could get a word out, I handed him the folder. "It's all there," I said. "The evidence. Dr. Richards isn't who she says she is." Ethan looked through the papers, face growing paler with each piece of evidence. He turned to stare at Dr. Richards, who looked nervous. "How much did I pay you to take over our healing process?" he whispered. He shook his head. "You're fired. Get out." Dr. Richards panicked, leaping to her feet. "Let's not be hasty," she began. "Get out before I call the cops," I snarled, taking a step closer to her. She left without a fuss after that. Ethan wrapped an arm around me and started sobbing. "I'm sorry," he said. "I just miss him so much." I hugged him back because it wasn't his fault. "I do too," I said softly. He left the room and came back with a small box. In the box was Dad's watch. Tears dripped down my cheeks as I held the watch to my chest. It was finally mine.